Hello YouTube, Wes here checking in with a brand new video for you, and as you can see from the title, this is a video all about my favorite albums of 2019. As I said, these are my favorite albums of 2019, so don't be offended if your favorite album is not here. It's possible I didn't hear that album, I can't listen to everything, and it's possible that we just have different tastes in music and different things that spark interest in our listening journey. So yeah, these are my favorite albums. I'm not an expert. These are just what I liked from the past years. I did have some sort of limits I put on this list. It had to be, if there was a physical release of the album, I had to actually have purchased it in 2019 to be eligible for my list. And I purchased about I think it was around 19 2019 releases. So 19 2019 releases. Maybe I'll pick up 2020 releases, but we'll see. It varies from year to year how many new releases I pick up, but yeah, I had to pick it up if there was a physical release of something to be eligible to be considered for my best of list. Obviously, if I think something's the best of the year, I probably should have bought it. So that's gonna put my limit on that. There was one I'm including as a runner-up that I did not purchase because there is no physical release for it. So we'll go ahead and talk about that one first, and that is actually, I guess you could technically call it an EP by Miley Cyrus titled "She Is Coming," and I'll put the cover art here because there is cover art, but there is no physical release for that. It's a long EP. It's almost an LP. It's like eight tracks or so. Yeah, an awesome release from Miley Cyrus. I wish she would put out a full-length album. But just some killer songs on this one. Very much a pop, in-your-face, feminist kind of album. Really appreciated the songs. She teams up with like Method Man on here. RuPaul is on here. Just a great sort of mix of really fast-paced, really high-energy songs, and really great sort of feminist kind of pop album. So yeah, definitely dug it, and definitely a cool one, and definitely a honorable mention for me. The second honorable mention I will make is the artist I discovered while shopping in Milwaukee, and that is the Milwaukee artist Luxy, and this is her album from 2019 titled "Ode to the Lavender Moon." It's a pop album. She's a pop artist, electronic pop artist, but deals with loss and breakups and those kind of things. So it's very much a somber, mellow, kind of introspective kind of pop dance kind of electronic album. This is a runner-up just because it really resonated with me. I could feel her pain in the songs. I could feel the emotion she was putting out in the songs. But I feel that I think she could use some production. Some of the mixes were not really correct. I think she could use a good producer, but the songs that are there are good, and they're really raw and real. And I connected with them. As I said, I could feel her pain in the songs, and I could feel the emotions she was going through, and that's what I enjoyed about this. It's not real polished. It's really rough sounding, but just really enjoyable. So Luxy's "Ode to the Lavender Moon" is the second runner-up, and then the first runner-up for 2019. It's going to go to Gary Clark Jr. with his album "This Land." Back cover. What can I say about this? If you're not familiar with Gary Clark Jr., he sort of started out as sort of a blues rock guitarist. He's been, especially on this album, he's been branching out and exploring other musical genres. He does some hip-hop type stuff, some reggae sounding tracks, a little bit almost punk rock. Yeah, really definitely very experimental for him. I will say the reason why this didn't make my best of is that it feels more like a collection of tracks rather than a cohesive album. And that's kind of what I'm looking for, is a cohesive album of songs that sort of fit together in some way. And I feel like this is more like a mixtape that he made of different, just some of these tracks are really, really serious. Some of these tracks are really, really political. Some of these tracks are just sort of fun party kind of tracks. It's kind of all over the place on here, and so it didn't feel real cohesive. But some of the best tracks of the year are on this album. The title track, "This Land," is an amazing track. I like the track "Highway 71," as I've talked about before. It's an instrumental track, killer track if you like instrumental, just guitar shredding type stuff. And lots of other great tracks on here, but it just felt like it didn't really meld together as an album. It's more just a collection of really great tracks and some not so great tracks, so didn't really fit together as well as I had hoped. Okay, so now we're here to the official, the top 5, my top 5 favorite albums of 2019, and I'll go ahead, and I forgot to mention this at the top of the show, but I did go ahead and create and sequence a Spotify playlist of 2 tracks from each of these albums, so I'll put a link to that in the show notes down below, so if you want to check out some of my favorite tracks from these albums, there's a playlist that you can click on and check out. I don't do needle drops in my videos, as I've had difficulty with that in the past. And even if something's okay now, it might not be okay later. I've definitely run into that as well. So I don't do needle drops. I'll give you a Spotify playlist instead, and that's what I'm going to do with that. So if you want to check out any of this, I do recommend go ahead and check out that playlist, because I did spend some time putting that together, and I think it works pretty well as a sequenced playlist. Number 5 is going to be, get it out of the pile here. So my number 5 favorite album of the year is the Flaming Lips with their album The King's Mouth. Flaming Lips came back strong with this one. Really a really nice cohesive piece. If you're not familiar with The King's Mouth, it goes along with an art piece that Wayne Coyne created, where it's this very psychedelic, gigantic head of a king, and you go inside of it through the mouth, and inside there's all kinds of different lights and shapes and funky things going on in there, and this music is meant to be played while you're inside the king's mouth. So it's kind of a modern day, sort of almost like a Moody Blues, Days of Future Past kind of narrative, kind of rock psychedelic track that just it's awesome. This was really good. This is the best thing they've done in a long time, and I was really shocked. I'm the type of person, I buy pretty much all the new albums when they come out from the Flaming Lips, as I do enjoy the band, and I've enjoyed their past releases over the past couple of years, but this one is definitely stands out among their recent work as something really good. So I was really surprised, and I was really happy to hear this. So number 5 is the Flaming Lips with King's Mouth, music and songs. Okay, coming in at number 4, we have Taylor Swift with her album Lover. Yeah, this, again, a damn near perfect pop album from her. Very strong feminist message in here. Very awesome album. Really great songs. This came out in the summertime, and as soon as it came out, I was listening to it pretty much constantly at first, and really just enjoyed all the songs, and the theme is great, and it flows together really great, and it's just an awesome album from Taylor Swift. And this is really the first new album I've bought from Taylor Swift. I haven't really been into Taylor Swift that much in the past, and I've listened to some of her songs here and there. Back when she was doing country, I wasn't really interested, but yeah, this is a really solid pop album from her, and a great theme and great songs, and really strong and really well polished, and just a fun listen, and something I spent a lot of time listening to this year. So comes in at number 4 on my best of 2019 list, Taylor Swift's Lover. Okay, coming in at number 3 on my best of 2019 list, and that is the Comet is Coming with their album Trust in the Life Force of the Deep Mystery. Very long name. Talked about this album and this group a lot in my December vinyl inbox, but I'll talk about them a little bit more here in case you missed that. The Comet is Coming are a group that's based in jazz, but they also incorporate electronic music, psychedelic music, almost a little bit of a sort of a funk sort of sound. Very, very much in the jazz and psychedelic kind of realm, I would say, and you can kind of tell that from the cover. You can get the psychedelic bit there, and then they are on the Impulse label, so that's it's a jazz label. So yeah, this was my number 3 album of the year. Definitely enjoyed streaming it a couple times, and finally got a physical copy of it late in the year, and I've been playing this vinyl record a lot lately and really enjoying it. So that is the Comet is Coming, Trust in the Life Force of the Deep Mystery, number 3 album of 2019 for me. Okay, coming in at number 2 on my list, and this is the only one I have to show you that's on CD, and that's because the vinyl version of this is ridiculously expensive for some reason, but that's Harry Styles' album Fine Line. Unfortunately, only have a CD of this. For some reason, the vinyl on this is like, the discounted price is like $33, and there's nothing really special about it. It's list price is almost $40, so only have this on CD for now, but it is an incredible pop album. Another incredible solo pop album from Harry Styles. I didn't think he could do it again, but just awesome pop songs on here. Watermelon Sugar, Lights Up, Falling. The title track Fine Line is incredible. It's just an incredible, solid album. There's nothing bad on here. It's all good. Just a great album, solid all the way through. One of my favorites of 2019, and this one comes in at number 2 on my best of 2019 list. Okay, so that brings us to the number 1 album of 2019. When I actually sat down and looked through all the things I bought in 2019 and was sort of culling out things I didn't think were quite as good, sort of narrowing it down, whittling it down, this one kind of sort of stuck around, and at the end of the day, I'm like, yeah, that really is the best thing I heard in 2019. It was an album. The first time I heard it, I flipped it back over and played it again. The second time I heard it, I went and watched the Netflix video version of this album, and that kind of gives it away for those of you that know this. So this is the 2019 album from Sturgil Simpson, titled Sound and Fury. Just an incredible album from him this year. Yeah, as I said, I was totally blown away by this. The first time I played it, I flipped it right back over and started again. It was that good. Such an incredible concept to this album. Sturgill Simpson started out as an alt country artist, and he still has a bit of an alt country vibe, but this album is very heavy. It's very much a rock and roll album. It gets psychedelic at times. It gets electronic at times. It's sort of this journey that it takes you on. An apocalyptic drive is kind of what you're getting from the album cover here, and that's kind of what you're getting through this album. Is sort of just you're driving through an apocalyptic wasteland and seeing these different scenes and things that are happening, and the songs sort of relate to that, and it's an awesome album. So I definitely thoroughly enjoyed listening to this this past year, and it's something that sort of stuck around, and something that will stick around for a long time to come, I think. So that is my best album of 2019, Sturgill Simpson, Sound and Fury. Show you the gatefold on this one. Those are my best albums of 2019. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. As I said, if you would like to have a playlist to check out of some of my favorite tracks from these albums. Link in the show notes down below to a Spotify playlist for 2 tracks from each of these albums that I think represent the albums well, and I think they sequence well together. So there's that if you want to check that out. Thank you for watching. Thank you to all of you for subscribing and keeping me going, keeping the comments coming. Thank you for a great 2019. I look forward to a great 2020. Got some exciting things to come, I know, and we'll be seeing you around. So remember, there is no bad music, only music you don't like. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, a great night, and we'll see you again real soon. Cheers.